What if I told you there is a section of your GCSE geography exam that you cannot revise facts for because AQA is going to hand you a scenario you have never seen before in your life? This is the Unfamiliar Fieldwork section of Paper 3, a pure game of strategy, not memory. Every year, students drop an entire grade boundary here because they play it like a knowledge test instead of a skills game. Today, we're exposing the 5 hidden traps examiners use to steal your marks, and exactly how to beat every single one. Here is something AQA does that most students never see coming. 2 questions in a row, and the first one silently poisons the second. Question 04.9 gives you Figure 9, a street map of town centre A showing the location of every charity shop along the high street. The key tells you the total number of shops is 92. The question is simple. Complete the blank box in the table. 1 mark. Write the number of charity shops in town A. Here is the trap. Many students miscount the dark squares on the map. Some count 7, some count 11. The correct answer is 9. But here is why that 1 mark matters so much. Question 04.10 is a 4-mark question that asks you to compare proportions across all 3 town centres using the table you just completed. If your table A says 11 instead of 9, every single proportion calculation you do in question 04.10 will be wrong. 1 miscount, 5 marks at risk. The fix. Count the map symbols slowly and systematically, left to right along the high street, then check the side streets. Mark each one with a light pencil dot as you count. Do not guess. Write the number, then move to question 04.10. Now you're in question 4.10. 4 marks. The table is complete. The question asks you to compare the proportion of charity shops between the 3 town centres. Here is the trap. Students look at the table, see town B has 19 and town C has 18, and write something like, town B has the most charity shops with 19, which is higher than town C's 18 and town A's 9. Examiners flag this explicitly. Copying raw numbers locks you at level 1. The question asked for proportions. Those are 2 completely different things, and the raw numbers here are deliberately designed to mislead you. Here is what the maths actually shows. Town A, 9 divided by 92 times 100 equals 9.7%. Town B, 19 divided by 114 is 16.7%. And town C, 18 divided by 142 gives us 12.7%. Now, look at the trap most students fall into. If you only look at raw numbers, town C looks like a complete outlier compared to town A. It has 18 charity shops. That is exactly double town A's 9. You'd think town C's high street was in twice as much trouble. But look at the proportions. Because town C has a much larger overall retail market of 142 shops, its concentration drops right down to 12.7%. Suddenly, it's not a completely different world from town A at all. Their high street profiles are actually quite close. Meanwhile, town B, which only has 1 more shop than town C, actually has the highest concentration by far at 16.7%. That is exactly 1 in 6 of its entire high street taken up by charity shops. The raw numbers make town C look like the biggest issue because of its size. The proportions show you the real geographical story. Town B is facing the highest concentration of high street decline, while town C's larger market helps absorb the impact. That is the geographical insight AQA is testing. They want to see if you can look past the total scale and find the real concentration, and you only see it if you do the maths. This is Figure 5 from the June 2022 paper, a beach width survey taken between two groins. Students were asked to calculate the median beach width. Read the measurements left to right across the diagram, and here is the complete dataset. 17, 16, 16, 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. Before any calculation, do one thing. Count the values. There are 12. Even number. That is your warning. Most students don't check. They eyeball the middle and guess 17 or 18. Here is the exact 5-step method that gets both marks every time. Step by step, do this in your exam. Step 1. Put the values in order from smallest to largest. Always check, they aren't always given in order. Step 2. Count the total number of values. 12. Even number confirmed. Step 3. An even dataset has no single middle value. The median sits between positions 6 and 7. Step 4. Identify the values at position 6 and position 7. Our values at positions 6 and 7 are 17 and 18. Step 5. Add the two central values and divide by 2. 17 plus 18 divided by 2 equals 35 divided by 2, which equals 17.5 meters. The median beach width is 17.5 meters. Notice that this answer does not appear anywhere in the original dataset. Students who guess pick 17 or 18, both wrong. Students who use the 5-step method take 30 seconds and collect both marks. Always write your working. If your final answer is wrong, but your method is correct, you still pick up a method mark. If you've ever just guessed the middle number on a median question, drop a facepalm emoji in the comments. You are genuinely not alone. Trap 4. When AQA asks how students could improve an unfamiliar data collection method to make it more reliable, fewer than 5% of students secure full marks. The reason? The other 95% write one of 3 things: go back on a different day, ask more people, or take more measurements. Examiners flag all 3 as uncredit-worthy padding. They could apply to any study in any subject. They demonstrate 0 geographical understanding and score 0. 2 things every full marks answer must contain: the name of a specific sampling strategy and the mechanism, exactly how it removes bias or systematic error from the data. Failing answer: they should ask more people to make the results more accurate. Grade 9 answer: to increase data reliability and remove subjective selector bias, the students should implement systematic sampling by surveying every 10th pedestrian passing the cross-profile, ensuring all user types are represented regardless of researcher preference. The formula: name the strategy and how it removes bias equals outcome for data reliability. 3 components every time. The final trap is the most avoidable grade killer on the paper: the blank box crisis. Examiners across multiple series report that students across all ability ranges leave basic graph completion, isoline shading, and line of best fit tasks completely blank. Why? Because a significant number of students arrive at paper 3 without a physical ruler or a calculator. They see a graphical task, panic, and skip it. Here is the brutal truth: leaving a 1-mark graph completion question blank is worse than botching a 9-marker. These tasks are designed by AQA to have a near 100% success rate if you simply attempt them. If you try, you almost certainly get the mark. Kit check right now, before you close this video. Ruler, pencil, calculator. Those 3 items are the difference between free marks and a blank box. No excuses. Phones out. Screenshot this right now. Camera roll. Look at it the morning of the exam. Screenshot this. Master checklist. Count map symbols slowly, left to right, Mark each with a pencil dot. Never guess. Proportion equals percentages. Divide count by total times 100. Never compare raw numbers. Count values first. Even number of values, add 2 middle values, divide by 2. Show working. Name a specific sampling strategy, plus explain the mechanism. Generic answers score 0. Never leave graph shading, isoline, or line of best fit questions blank. Bring a physical ruler and a calculator to paper 3. Non-negotiable. The unfamiliar section is not testing what you know. It is testing whether you can see the traps before you walk into them. Now you can see all 5. If this breakdown just changed how you're approaching paper 3, smash the like button and comment "grab marks" below. Video 1, the Scene Fieldwork 9-marker blueprint, is on your screen right now. Go watch it.